Yo, 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 yo. Tell me what you know. Welcome to the Sunshine Show. Woo! You guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, I have such a special treat for you tonight, this afternoon, this morning, wherever in the world you may roam, because yes, the Sunshine Show is worldwide. I have the one and only, the most amazing, the most fabulous, the most phenomenal, the most Bowie of them all. I have Fleeb all the way from Denver, Colorado in the house. What's up, Fleeb?
Yo, yo, what up?
How you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous.
Awesome.
I'm doing great. Dusted off, ready to go. It's breakfast time. So,
So Fleeb, I'm so excited to catch up with you. We haven't really had a good talk in a couple of years. You have always opened up your home in the past to me when I'm on tour, and you hold a very special place in my heart. And you are a fellow bassist. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about tonight.
Bass Mafia Low Life. What?
So, Fleeb, for the few people who may not know who you are, can you give us a brief introduction?
You know, I'm Fleeb Thomas here from Denver, Colorado, and play with the group called the Cosmic Charlies. It's touring with a group called Frameworks, live electronic band. Been here since 1995, playing music out here, and was originally based from Omaha, Nebraska, and moved out here in '95, and it was the best move I ever made, just to move out here for musically, to better myself, and find myself, and it's been great, and just been playing music in this town for a long time, and I love it.
Awesome. I am so excited about tonight, Fleeb. You are
It's so good to see your face.
I know, and you are just a special person with a really very phenomenal energy that surrounds you. And so everybody at home, I hope you're able to feel that as well. And if not, you have to go check out this guy at a show, because you just have to get a hug from Fleeb. They're the best hugs in the world. So, Fleeb, tell me the transition from Nebraska to Colorado. What was that like for you?
We were actually funny enough, we were looking at moving to Santa Cruz back then, and we went out there, and then we realized, Santa Cruz is like, it's like a sanctuary. You know what I mean? Like, you go to San Jose and you go to Palo Alto or San Fran to gig. There's not a lot really gigging wise in Santa Cruz.
Sure.
You have what the Catalyst, or what's the place there?
Catalyst, Moe's Alley, and then like you have like the little like the Crow's Nest, or like little restaurants. I think there's like a few in Felton that have opened up, but you're right. There's not a ton of places that you're just gonna like
just go gig all the time. Yeah. And so, we were like, oh, and I love Santa Cruz so much. And, like Sound Tribe, a couple guys from STS9, they live out there and stuff. But we came out here from Omaha and played. We did a mountain run, and then played Denver, Fort Collins, and Boulder. And we were like, shit, what are we doing? We need to let's come and move to Colorado. And it's like, back then, though, there really wasn't much going on. It was still just a glorified cow town, like Omaha was. It was like a bigger version. It was like Omaha on steroids, kind of, and where the way it is now is like, oh, holy shit. You're like, wow, this is a place here that's nice because it has room to grow. But the music scene here, it's a hub to the east and to the west, so we get a lot of really good music that comes through here. And of course we have Red Rocks, but a lot of really good music that comes through here that's going to people going touring to the west or to the east. And so it's like it's this hub that we get a lot of music here. And there's a lot of places to play as a gigging musician to where you're like, okay, this feels right. And we made the move, in 95 and best thing I ever did.
Very, very nice.
To evolve.
We got a little bit of crackling going on, so I'm going to ask you to jump off and jump right back on, and I will be right back when you come here. I'm going to address these people in the comment section. What's everybody doing tonight? Thank you all for hanging out with me and Fleeb, all the way from Denver, Colorado. Amazing bassist and just an overall phenomenal human being. We have Andy Williams from Toronto in the house. What's up, Andy? Thanks for kicking it with us. We got Jordan Branch all the way from Redding, California. We got Jesse Duran from Arizona. What's up, guys? If you have any questions, comments, suggestions for your host, Sunny C, or the one and only Fleeb, drop them there in the comment section, and I will get to them as soon as possible. All right.
And this woman right here is a shining light. The things that you do and that you have been doing and seeing you evolve in all aspects, COVID, pre-COVID, any of it, just keep doing what you're doing. And because you are shining bright, Miss Sunshine, and it's cool to see you evolve.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful spirit as well, and it's always good to talk with you.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see, we got Colleen in the house all the way from Rhode Island. All right.
Oh, we got people all over the place.
I'm from Rhode Island.
Over the place. Let's see, first question of the night from Jordan Branch. How long has that guy been behind you? He looks starving. We should share some of Don's condiments. We should give all of Don's condiments to that little skinny guy behind you. Tell us
no
about
skin and bones.
He's been there a long time. I keep trying to give him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's like, nah, man, I'm good. He's like, nah, I'm floating. He's like, he's been waiting his whole life to go to outer space. He's had that helmet on the whole time.
Besides when I wear it.
Oh my God, Fleeb. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about the type of music that you're into playing.
I grew up, like playing rock and stuff and, some jazz, and then was doing like playing the violin and the cello and stuff. And then my older brother taught me, he's like, kind of like the School of Rock thing, like, cello, look, plug in the bass is tuned the same way as the cello, like, look here. And I was like, ooh. And once I plugged in the bass guitar, I was like, oh, here we are. And so like playing funk, I mean, you can't have funk without fun. So, always got to be funky. And then also just rock, electronic music. When I was playing with Octopus Nebula, was a touring band I was with for a long time. I feel you see a lot of people nowadays, I'm not saying it's the future of music, but I see the music going in this direction of finding that happy medium between analog instrumentation and the digital vibration with like Ableton Live and things like that, and that's what we've always tried to do, is like find that happy medium where it's not like, oh, this is digital and this is the instruments. It's no, you hear them both mixed well together. So you're kind of like, oh, wow. And it creates this other thing, and that's where I thrive. I feel like, and then also being able to like play the bass guitar and also playing like subsonic sub bass on a keyboard, via Ableton Live and stuff like that, and then integrating those two together to where it becomes one. And that, that's where I am musically, I feel like, is where I thrive my most. Yeah, I'll play these other fun projects. We'll play Grateful Dead. We'll play Fish. We'll play, all these things that or inspired by, but it's also, you know, original music speaks for itself. And that's where things thrive and how you grow is creating original music and where people start to pay attention, you know.
So how long did it take you to really master this skill of bringing the two together?
You know, I don't think I've really mastered anything. I'm learning every day, you know. There's always something new to learn every day. And sitting there, it took a minute for us, you know, to sit there to where it wasn't like, oh, that's digital, that's a sub bass, oh, that's a bass guitar. You know, it's, you know, where you're finding that blend of where it's not this huge contrast between the two. It's they're mixed and blended together where all of a sudden something's bumping and you have subsonic bass, you know, and then the bass guitar kicks in and it's still that, but it's still bumping, but maybe you can't get to those other lower frequencies, you know, like you can with, you know, like a sub synth keyboard and stuff. And which makes it fun, you know. And I mean, low frequency can go, it hits our whole body, you know. It's like guitars are like, you know, it's like up here, you know, and like bass goes through our whole body. And like I've always been drawn to low frequency, and it can hit every chakra in our body, you know, and which is magic, you know. And that's what I've always been drawn to is low frequency, you know, because you can feel it through your whole body. It's like a massage.
Yes, a low frequency body massage by Fleeb. Are you kidding me? I would pay for that.
Oh, you get it for free always. You get free Fleeb low end massages all day.
All right, this is a great segue. Next question from Andy Williams out of Toronto. He wants to know, what is your favorite bass?
My favorite bass is my modulus. I mean, it's back here. I had that certain one. I have two of them, but that certain one was made for me in 2004. You know, don't get me wrong. I love a Fender P bass. I love a Fender Jazz bass. Sadowski's are really good. There's a lot of really great instruments out there. The thing I like about modulus is just the tone and definition behind it. And you can play up on the mid register and you're not losing any punch or anything. It's still right there. And it's just like defined and there, you know, and present. And when you're going from the low end to the high end, it's all there, you know.
Yeah.
And my boy Tony Simperman owns Modulus Bass now. Used to be out of Novato, California. And our friend Anderson, who took it over out there, you know, Phil Lesh plays a Modulus, Oteil Burbridge, you know, a lot of people, Sting, you know, like a lot of people play Modulus bass guitars. And when the company went under, it's like a mom and pop company.
Okay.
You know, when it went under, I was like, how is nobody saving this company? Like, wait a second, like, Tony Simperman, he owns Planet Bass out of Minneapolis. Got it and took it over, and you're like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. And it's thriving now. And they make, you know, it's the carbon fiber neck, which I enjoy because especially being out here in elevation where things expand and contract, you know, with truss rods and things like that, it's like the modulus, it's just like, boom, it's there, you know. It's like I can go up into the hills and go play. It's usually 9 out of 10 times my hard soft shell case thing, that's like I pull it out, it's still in tune, like perfectly.
Wow. So
It's crazy.
what is the huge difference between the modulus and like regular bass? What is the huge difference between the two?
The biggest thing is the carbon fiber neck.
Okay.
You know, and there's still you can still have a truss rod in there as well. On my one Quantum 6 there's a truss rod, and so you can still make adjustments. But the carbon fiber neck, it's just you're not getting a bunch of flex and expansion and contraction from due to humidity change. You know what I mean? Like pressure change, all those things that happen with like a normal wood neck with the truss rod.
Sure.
And where it's being up here in elevation, it's nice because it doesn't fluctuate like that, and it stays true.
Is it also a lot lighter?
It is. I mean, it's still a chunk of an instrument, but it's not like as heavy as say like a Warwick bass or something like that, which is a big solid chunk of wood, but it is it's definitely lighter than most bass guitars.
All right, very nice. I'm going to have you refresh one more time just because I want to get good audio for you during your interview. All right, guys, thank you all for hanging out with me and Fleeb, my great friend out of Denver, Colorado, who plays with Cosmic Charlie's and Frameworks in the house. All right, we were just talking about your modulus bass. I remember.
Are we better? Is it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, you sound great. Thank you so much. Let's see, what does my beautiful secretary Dawn say? He says, not many carbon makers out there. Great stuff and durable.
Yeah.
Right. Why do you think more people don't use carbon for their basses?
Maybe they just haven't explored a lot with it. I mean, there was the weird like Parker Fly guitars, which was like the carbon fiber like body and stuff like that, and the neck, super light guitars, but you still want it to feel like an instrument, not some piece of plastic.
Sure.
And I get it with having things be more light, less pressure on your back and neck and things like that when you're playing a lot. And but the whole thing with it's very balanced instrument, modulus is, which is nice, and even as a 6-string, and the one I have over here is it's a Chechen top, and then the other one I have over here is figured walnut. And that one's just a little bit heavier than the other one because of just the wood quality, like the type of wood. And, but I mean, I love playing a good old P bass, jazz bass, Fender Jazz, all those things too, and having like a 4-string and a 5-string and a 6-string. So you give me 1 string with a pail and a comb. I'll play the shit out of it.
I want to talk about a story. I know, man, it must have been 5 years, 6 years ago when you actually had one of your modulus basses stolen. And then there was such a beautiful ending to the story. Give us the whole story, Fleeb, but we want to hear it with the deets.
So it got, where is it? Right over there. That's that one back there. It got stolen twice, actually. And so the first time it was at Cervantes, and it was just a subject of circumstance. One, it was the universe telling me never to leave my baby around anywhere. If I got to walk 5,500 miles, I'm going to walk with her on my back. I'm not leaving it anywhere. Don't ever leave your baby anywhere. And so at Cervantes, it was in this back room by the liquor room. And it was funny. Scott Morrow, who owns Cervantes, excuse me, and he kept going to the employees, going like, "Yo, there's 2 cases of Pabst Blue Ribbon and a case of Jameson missing every week. You guys are drinking way too much after hours," to the employees. And it opened up this huge thing. We saw it on the video. The guy had it timed out. So the liquor delivery guy would come in. It was on a Thursday. He came in and delivered the liquor. Well, he's in like the cooler for about 2 minutes when he's with some kegs and doing whatever. These guys from the street down in 5 Points, they had it timed out. And he had a little dolly there with all the stacks of beer and a case of Jameson on top. What did he do? He grabbed a case of Jameson into 2 cases of Pabst Blue Ribbon. And you're like, that's where that's going. And it made me sick to my stomach. He came and he turned, and my guitar case was sitting right there off to the side. He looked around, and he grabbed it. And I was like, oh, saw it on the video. And that time, thank God, our community is strong here. I filed a police report and everything. It came back in 2 days. Somebody tried selling it out at the Guitar Center way outside of Denver and came back. And then the second time it got stolen, I left it sitting against the tree, and we were loading up the trailer to go play. And I was like, we got everything. No, we don't have everything. I left my baby laying against the tree. And the universe is like, you're leaving your baby around again. What are you doing? And we drove around the block and we took off. It's like 3 p.m. I was like, shit, my guitar's leaning against the tree. Turn around, just did a blocker real quick. Gone. I was like, oh man. Oh no. That time it took about 2.5 months. And I was like, all right, and learning to try and release, materialistic things in my life and being like, it's gone. Okay. And it's gone. And just that feeling of loss was just like, ugh, because our instrument's an extension of ourselves, and no matter if it's like the ukulele or, any instrument, it's an extension of saxophone, anything, and so my boy Tony hit me up, and the one I have now, because that was a 2004 I had made for me, and then 2009 model is Tony called me up and he goes, Fleeb, my buddy has my best friend is selling his 2009 Modulus, same spacing, same everything like your bass. It's like a $6,000 bass. We can get you for like $3,500. Put $1,000 down, make payments interest free until it's done. I'm sorry, your bass got stolen again. This is the best I can do. Yeah. And I was like, wow, thank you. That is wonderful, and of course, it was right before Christmas, and I received it on Wednesday, and 2 days later, the Lakewood Police Department calls me up, and they're like, we have your bass guitar. And I was like, how do you know? And he goes, brown, real fancy like, with yin and yang inlays on it. I'm like, I'm on my way. And thank God the both times it got taken, I kept telling myself, I was like, it's not stolen, it's misplaced. But they didn't know what they had. Thank God. Some kid tried to go sell it I filed a police report and stuff again, and it was like some kid tried to get $500 for it. God. And he didn't know what he had. Thank God.
Wow.
And so now I keep very, 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 very strong attention towards my instruments, and I don't leave it anywhere. I don't get lazy. I don't, if I go somewhere like after a gig or something, go to a friend's house, I bring it in with me. It's with me. I'm not going to just be lazy and be like, oh, it'll be okay in the car. And it's like, no, because that's when it happens.
Yeah.
And maybe if it was like a Fender guitar or something like that, it might have got lost in the sauce. Oh, it's a black Fender with a white pick guard. And you hope that you find the serial number, and so it's like, I feel very fortunate. And I feel like, the universe was also going, here, you're meant to play music. Pay attention to your shit.
Yeah. I mean, God, thank God, though. I mean, obviously the universe, yes, may have taken it away for a slight moment, but definitely placed her back in your arms. And there will be no third time. All right, Fleeb? There will be no third time.
No third time. No. Like I said, I got to walk 5,500 miles somewhere. She's on my back, and we're doing it together.
Let's check out this chat really quick. We got Scott Weiss in the house of Underground Roots Clothing Company. If you guys are not already hanging out with the Underground Roots crew, make sure to do that today. If you guys have any questions for Fleeb, drop them there in the comment section. What's up, Kelly Henderson in the house? How you doing? Let's see, who is this? Chamise Bass says, I got a nice ass. Well, that's so sweet of you. That's a nice comment. Okay, let's see that fun dip one more time, Fleeb.
There's the colleague from Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah.
Sour fun dip. They leveling up. They leveling up.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. All right, guys. So I want to talk a little bit about frameworks. I've been watching a lot of your videos in preparation for this interview, and I'm already a huge fan of yours as it is. Let's talk a little bit about this project. How did you end up becoming a part of it?
Our friend Trip was the manager at the time for Matt Brewer, who is actual Frameworks. He's from the UK. We're on Loci Records, which is Emancipator's label. Okay. And
you know what? Can I have you refresh one more time? I'm sorry. I love you so much. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's one of those nights, baby. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with Fleeb. All right, baby.
Are we better?
Yeah, we are. Go ahead.
It's my stupid phone. I apologize.
Good. No worries.
But yeah, Matt wanted to put together a live situation, so we, Trip decided, he goes, I can get players in Denver, and we'll make Denver your hub when you come across the pond from the UK. And we got Corey Everhart. He's the original drummer from the group Pretty Lights. Our friend Jessica Borth, she plays in a group called Spectacle. And then myself, and then Matt, who is from the UK. And like I was saying before, that integration of live musical instrumentation and the Ableton Live thing, with playing with digital tracks and stuff like that, and to where it's all sounding together as one. There is no contrast, and just like Octopus Nebula, that's always been our goal, is to try and encapsulate that to where you're hearing it and you're like, what's going on? Where'd that weird sound come from? Hey, because it all still sounds analog, and so Trip got us all together. This was almost 5 years ago, okay. 4 years ago. And, it's been a great journey, and just playing music with those folks is their energy is great, and it's something very special. And Matt goes off and does his own DJ sets as well, because he is Frameworks,
Okay.
and brought a lot of these beautiful songs to us, and it just worked, and we were like, hey, we got something here, it's been a great journey, and it's a lot of fun, and just always trying to create.
It looks like a whole vibe. I mean, it looks like a lot goes into these shows. What is it like having to work with somebody who lives so far away and then come together and put together on such an amazing performance?
It can be interesting, well, there's there was a lot of, in the beginning, like a lot of file sharing, a lot of us doing our homework, and being prepared ourselves for things, because he's not always here. So we had to be very strategic. We have to be very strategic with the things that go on when he comes across the pond, even say like with work visas and stuff, we were supposed to do this big tour with Emancipator before COVID, and we had gotten signed, and COVID hit. And then it was like, oh, and so it brought us back down to square one, where it was like, all right, rebuilding again, doing whatever, and it's like where you build up a lot of momentum. We had a lot of momentum built up touring and stuff like that. And then COVID came, and it was like, poof. You're like, oh man, son of a bitch. So same beach, dirty same beach. And what do? We just keep moving forward. We keep on keeping on. And no matter what we're doing, and we're keeping on and creating music. That's the most important part, and staying creative, in this life. It's like not trying to, we all have to survive and do what we do in life. Rent's real, bills are real, everything's real, but it's also, finding time for creative energy, no matter who you are in this life, whether it be music, whether it be painting, whether it be anything, like find a creative outlet, because it's inside of all of us. And sitting there, we can create. It's in everybody. People, I'm not creative. No. Yeah, you are. Find it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Tis Brad wants to know, is this live? It is live. Oh my gosh. Look, I have a Twitch watcher. I did set this up on Twitch tonight, as well as YouTube and Facebook Live. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me and Fleeb. We are talking all things bass, all things Fleeb, all things Colorado,
all things life.
All things life. Absolutely.
Where are you playing? What are you doing?
I actually am working on a top secret project that I should be in the studio this summer with. But other than that,
because you absolutely rock.
Well,
and the first time I ever saw you play, somebody came over to me and they were like, "Oh, found your soulmate, Fleeb," and you're playing at Sancho's, and I was like, "Man, look at this shining light," and you were just crushing the bass. I was like, "That's what's up." The bass mafia. We're bass mafia.
Bass mafia for.
We're staying out of treble. Staying out of treble.
Bass, is it true they get all the girls? It's true, we do get all the girls. No.
I beg to differ. Versus what, a guitar player? What do you call a drummer without a girlfriend? Homeless.
Oh wow, Fleeb! Wow, I love this. He got jokes for us tonight. All right, let's see. Don says he's sending out resumes will work for Street Tacos. Don, you're staying in the basement because you're locked down there. You're not coming out, so don't even think about it. All right, Fleeb has left the building. He will be back.
Oh no, I'm coming back.
What's up? We got Mama Cantu in the house, all the way from South Texas, Kingsville, Texas, in the house. We are having a real good time today. I love playing in Denver, Colorado. There is something very special about that city. Very special people live in Denver, and they have some really amazing bars. I remember what was it? Bianchi, Psychedelic Ripple was a really fun one that I used to play at. Shows was really fun. All three Bianchi bars, as far as I'm concerned. You doing a little mic adjustment there?
A little minor adjustment here. Don't mind me. Here we go. If it stays, nope. There we go. We gotta get the spaceman in there too.
There we go. All right. Good.
Hey, we're back. I had to plug in my phone. It was like dying on me.
Oh, all good.
We got such great conversation happening.
So I was telling everybody listening at home how special Denver is, and I really enjoy playing Jay Bianchi's clubs, or I'm not sure if they're still open, but at the time it was Bianchi's, Psychedelic Ripple, Sancho's, and I know he's opened up a new one. So Many Roads Brewery, I believe.
And it's badass. It's rock and roll, Grateful Dead rock and roll museum with a brewery, and brewing their own beers there, and 2 stages there. It's a cool vibe. It's a very cool vibe.
Yes, very nice. So Jay is a collector of all things Grateful Dead, and there's just something super amazing when you go into one of his venues, because it's almost like you said, walking into like a museum or like an art installation. Just so many.
The Wetlands was like the only other place that I could think of that was like similar to that. And that place isn't around anymore. It was in New York. Like there's not a place in the world like that's dedicated like that, you know? Where you walk in and you're like, oh wow, there is a lot of Grateful Dead memorabilia. Yeah, along with other things, you know, Jimi Hendrix and the Doors and just rock and roll, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's great.
All right, Fleeb, I'm going to ask you to refresh one more time, and hopefully this will be the last time you have to refresh. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on the Sunshine Show. We have a lot of amazing bassists coming up this month that we're going to interview. On Monday, I have Bass Bandicoot. On Tuesday, I have David Pastoris, which is Jocko Pastoris' nephew. On Wednesday, I'm interviewing Stu Ham. There you are. Stu Ham. I'm interviewing Stu Ham on Wednesday, March the 15th. So I hope everybody comes back to that chat. And then I'm interviewing Michael Manring on Friday the 17th, which is actually St. Patrick's Day. So got a lot of amazing bassists that I'm interviewing this month, and I'm really stoked about it because, hello, we love bass.
Bass Mafia, staying out of trouble.
Oh my gosh. So when you're not on tour, what does it look like for Fleeb? Are you playing a bunch of local shows with a bunch of different bands?
Yeah, and do like the Cosmic Charlie thing, and just try to stay busy locally. And like there's a lot of great players here in town, where a lot of really cool local jams where, you know, we're all on the same playground. So it's like you show up and you play and it's all friends. You're like, oh yeah, all right, let's play something we all know. All right, cool. You know, and just being on the same playground together, and a lot of cool different things happen. There's cool like funk jams that happen. This place, Mile High Spirits here. You know, like Todd Smalley. That's somebody we need to get you. He needs to come on to the show. Todd Smalley. He was Derek Trucks' bass player for a long time.
Okay.
From like Tedeschi and Trucks and all this stuff. But he is a great spirit too. But just a lot of cool, stay busy locally, you know, and also resting. Rest is important. but also keeping yourself busy and doing fun local things while you're still, while we're here just chilling,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Kelly has a question here. She says, maybe I missed it. I lived in Northern Yorkshire for 4 years. What part of UK did you like the best? Did you actually go and play with Frameworks over in the UK, or do they normally just come to Denver and play, and you guys start tour from Denver?
We were gonna do a thing with Emancipator over there. He's like around Manchester area, but we had a European tour scheduled for over there before COVID, but he usually comes across the pond here to do things, but the UK vibe over there is great, it brings this other different type of eclectic kind of vibe, just the approach on music, where his vibe versus our vibe here, like you can tell there's a difference for sure. And then when we play together, you're like, oh yeah, this is nice.
When the two worlds collide. What song, who sang that song? It was like back in the 90s, When the Worlds Collide. Do you remember?
Is it Oasis? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google
I don't know. Oasis.
I feel like the guys had like big spiky hair, and I don't know. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see. Kelly says she saw Trucks with Almond Family Revival. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Family Revival. Kelly, did you have a good time at that show? Because it sounds like you did. All right. So Cosmic Charlie's, is that the band or is that a venue?
It's a band.
Okay.
And we do original music, but then we'll play some Grateful Dead, like Talking Heads, the band, like Pink Floyd, just a bunch of different stuff. Whatever we're feeling that night. And then we'll sprinkle in the original tunes in between all of that too, to make sure that's like still that, and not trying to be in a cover band my whole life, but it's more than that. Cosmic Charlie's is more than that. And for those that really know the Grateful Dead, like we started that group, and our friend who is Cosmic Charlie, the Grateful Dead song Cosmic Charlie, they wrote that song about him. He had passed away. And so we were doing it kind of in an homage to him, being, all right, let's call it Cosmic Charlie because it's for Charlie, and so the ones that do know that song Cosmic Charlie's, like, versus it just being like, yeah, we're the Cosmic Charlies, some cover band. It's like, no, there's a little bit deeper meaning behind it. And, and how all of us as players, how it brought us all together at that moment too, where you're like, oh, this is something really cool and fun. That's the biggest thing is like always if you're up on stage and you're playing and it's not fun anymore, then you got to take a step back and reflect and figure out what you're doing. When it's like, oh, it's just work. No, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it shouldn't feel like work. It should feel like fun.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to ask about how much work you guys actually put into the set and the stage show. I mean, you guys have been playing together for a while. Do you guys still practice regularly, or is it more of like a on the fly kind of thing when you guys are on stage?
No, we practice, and we're actually we just got done doing the doing the music score for it's called LSD Outlaws. It's going to be coming out on Netflix sometime. I think it's Bicycle Day, maybe. It may be coming up or something, but it's Ronnie Stanley's in it. There's a bunch of people in it, like Bob Weir's in it. A bunch of people are in it. But they asked us to do the music for it. So we did a lot of like just cinematic kind of spacey sounds and different textures and layers, like different things, and playing like background music stuff for it, which was cool because I'd never done that really before. And it's all through friends of ours, and it's all Grateful Dead family stuff. But yeah, it's going to be coming out on Netflix, and it's called LSD Outlaws. And all the music, they're interviewing people and stuff, and we're doing like the background music and like. Cool.
That is so awesome! Oh my God, Fleeb, I didn't even know that. You didn't even tell me. What? Now I'm finding out. Everybody's finding out. That's really fucking cool. How did you even get that opportunity?
Our really good friend of ours, his name's Timothy Tyler. He did 26 years in jail for that. He got released during the Obama stuff for like nonviolent crime things.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, you were like, wow, because he did not deserve to be where he was at. And he's a very huge staple in the Grateful Dead community. So they've been doing these panels around the United States, around the world actually, and having these talks and everything. And then they decided, they're like, well, let's do this documentary and talk about these certain folks that were wrongfully detained, arrested, whatever you want to call it, for that. But they're out now and free, and this whole documentary just goes through the whole spectrum of psychedelics and all these things. And when they asked us to be a part of it, it gave me chills. I was like, oh my gosh, I would love, it'd be an honor to be a part of this. And it's going to be coming out on Netflix, like I said, I think Bicycle Day, maybe in April. So April 19th or whatever. And,
oh my God, that is huge. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to watch the documentary. I'm so excited that, like, I know somebody who's playing the soundtrack to the documentary. Like, dude, yes, sign me up all day long. I'm here for it. I am going to ask you one more time to refresh, and I promise this will be the last time because I only have 2 more questions for you. All right, guys, thank you all for hanging out. Jake Hernandez in the house from South Texas. What's up? He now calls me Popeyes. I love this because I have the thick thighs, he says.
Sorry, I have like an iPhone 3S.
Hey, you are good, and we love you. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about how
very much.
You guys did the soundtrack to an amazing documentary that will be out very soon. It just sounds like that is right up your alley. And I'll
send you there's a little trailer teaser thing I'll send you, and it's done well. And I was like, what's this all going to be? And you're like, oh, actually, this is what? It's going to be coming out on Netflix now? I was like, what? So in the beginning, I was like, cool, we're going to do this soundtrack thing. And then it turned into like, oh, yeah, actually, it's going to be out on Netflix. And it was like, oh, whoa. All right. Sweet.
Oh, hell yeah. So what was the process behind actually writing that soundtrack? Was it pretty hard?
No. We did some of our original music, but then, like I said, it was a lot of, it was fun because we did a lot of exploration and just building soundscapes and textures and stuff. Tripped out sounds and everything, for background stuff when they're like doing the interviews and stuff. And it's like, it was a lot of fun because there was a lot of exploration going on, And
so freaking cool. Oh my God. Can't wait to see when that comes out. All right, Fleeb, I got a couple more questions for you. We've been having a great time. We're almost on an hour. This has flown by. So
that's what I mean. It's like, all right.
I appreciate you being here with us tonight. I appreciate everybody at home that's watching. You guys could be anywhere in the world and you're here with us, and it means the absolute world to have your support. Thank you all so much. If you're not already following Cosmic Charlie's, Frameworks UK, Fleeb, what was it? Nebulous Octopus Nebula?
Octopus Nebula, yeah.
Hey, follow all the things, you guys. Go check out some of these Octopus Nebula videos on YouTube. They are a trip and a whole damn vibe. Everything. You got the light show, you got the boom bass, you got the synth bass, you got the everything, man. The crowd's into it. That must be like a whole feeling, being up there and just having all that energy around you and being able to like take it in and vibrate with it.
Absolutely. And being, and just moving people, like I've seen the power of sound healing. Doesn't matter what type of music it is, vibration is vibration. And it's like where people are like, oh, Fleeb, what type of music you listen to? I'm like, Mozart to Motorhead. It doesn't matter. If it gives you the chills, if it makes you feel a certain way, then that's what's important. It doesn't matter what type of music it is, or don't put yourself in some box and be like, oh, I listen to this and that's it. You listen to everything because it's vibration, right? So that's what I feel like a lot of people put themselves in a box sometimes. I listen to this and that's it. That's not what sound vibration's about, where it doesn't matter what type of music it is. If it makes you feel good, then that means it's doing something right.
We got the bass doctor in the house. What? What the hell? Yeah, let's see. Jake Hernandez says, what's going on, guys? Light up. And Mama Cantu says, oh, it's lit. Don't worry. All right, Mama.
Hi, Mama Cantu.
Love Mama. Man, she had a day today. I'm not going to tell everybody about your day, Mama, but just know I have not stopped thinking about it since you told me. You'll have to sign up for my Patreon for the details on my mama's day and just how amazing it was. All right.
She seems badass.
She
just from the pictures I've seen, I'm like, there's a badass right there.
She literally has a machete on one side of her front door and a shotgun on the other side of her door. Like, nobody's getting through Mama Cantu's door.
Real
right?
talk. Like, that's what's up. That's what's up. Don't fuck with fucking Mama Cantu.
Yeah, nobody fucks with Mama Cantu or her baby cub either.
That's right.
She's a wild one, I will tell you. I'm always like, man, why am I the way that I am? And then I look at my mother and I'm like, this is why. The apple does not fall far from the tree.
See? Exactamundo.
All right, Fleeb, I got 2 more questions from you, and then we're going to call it a night. First question, I ask all my guests, if you could throw a dinner party for any 5 musicians, dead or alive, who would those 5 musicians be, and what would you serve at your dinner party?
Ooh. I mean, it'd be a spaghetti feast.
Spaghetti party!
Spaghetti party. It'd be like homemade meatballs and sausage with gravies and the noodles and the bread, the dippables. And Jerry Garcia would definitely be there. Jimi Hendrix would definitely be there. Victor Wooten would be there.
Very good.
Jocko would be there. And my boy Garrett Sayers would be there.
Boom! All right. That sounds like a good party. I'll be the +1, and we are eating spaghetti.
You are already there.
Oh.
You're at all the dinner parties.
Okay, that's a given. I like that. I never thought about that. Yes, actually, I'm going to all the damn dinner parties. Thank you, Fleeb, for confirming that for me.
You are a given always.
All right, last question. What's the best piece of advice that you can give everybody listening at home, watching at home? All eyes on you, no pressure.
don't ever lose your passion in life. We all work every day. We do what we do to survive. Don't ever lose your creative passion in life. Always find time to create, and whatever it may be, maybe it's making jewelry, maybe it's this or that, or painting or this or that. Don't ever let life take away your creative passion and energy. Always create.
Beautiful.
Always find time for creative energy because it's in every single one of us.
Well said. I think that's the first time I've ever heard that piece of advice used in the 2 years that I've had this show.
You know, it's a lot of people, they get caught up in the everyday realm of life and being like, oh, I guess this is the way it is. And then you start to lose your creative passion. Then what happens? Do you become numb in life, or it's like, because we all have creative passions in our lives. You know, maybe it's driving motorcycles every day. Maybe it's, painting, like I said, or just something, a creative outlet, because it's in all of us. And to never lose that because it's already present in us. And always finding time for it.
Words of wisdom spoken by the one and only Fleeb, one of my favorite humans on this planet. I cannot wait to get back to Colorado to come and see you. When will you be coming out to California?
I'm coming out there soon. And I'm coming to visit you and Miss Mama Can Do. And be ready, because I'm coming out, and we'll find a time that's right. And I love it out there. And Santa Cruz is such a great vibe. And I'm stoked for you. And like I said, seeing you thrive and do what you do out there is inspirational too.
Thank you. Let's see, Jessie, my beautiful, beautiful friend out of Arizona, says she's making bracelets tonight while listening. So awesome. I love that people are being creative while listening to creatives be creative, and we're all being creative, because it's very important, like Fleeb said, to, we have all this energy and all this stuff that we're doing. Pikachu, woo!
Versus this dude that's just waiting to go to outer space, and he's just told him to eat a sandwich years ago, and he hasn't even gone to space yet.
Don't be that dude, okay? Don't be that dude. All right, Fleeb, is there anything else you want to talk about before we get going?
I just really appreciate you having me, and it's great to catch up and talk with you. I enjoy your spirit. I enjoy you very much. Keep doing what you do, and I just know that I love you very much.
Oh, I love you too.
And let's just keep doing this, and where this is an evolution of things. And Base Mafia is real. We staying out of trouble.
I love that so much. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Remember, next week I got a lot of really amazing bass players all week lined up, so make sure you come back to hang out with me. Make sure you're safe this weekend. Be kind to everybody around you. You never know the battles that people are facing. Try to keep a smile on your face and be safe. It's a dangerous fucking world out there. All right, Fleeb.
Stay positive.
Stay positive. Very important. All right, on 3, we're gonna say bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bye.